Today's lesson is on adding integers. First, we're going to look at adding integers with the same sign. So for our first four problems, we're going to add. So for number 1, we have 6 plus 7. When we're adding integers with the same sign, the first step is to find the absolute value of each of our integers. So the absolute value of 6 is 6. And the absolute value of 7 is 7. Now we will add up 6 plus 7 and we get 13. The last step is to look back at the original numbers that we had and figure out the common sign. 6 is positive and 7 is positive. So our answer is also going to be positive. So our answer is 13. Now for number 2, we have -3 plus -4. So first we'll find the absolute value of -3, which is 3. And then we'll find the absolute value of -4, which is 4. Now I'm going to add 3 plus 4. And 3 plus 4 is 7. Now I need to use the common sign. So I look back at my original problem, and the 3 was negative. The 4 is also negative. So since both of them are negative, my answer is also going to be negative. So my answer is -7. For number 3, we have -8 plus -2. First, I'll find the absolute value of -8, which is 8. And then I'll find the absolute value of -2, which is 2. Now I'm going to add 8 plus 2, which is 10. Now I need to look back at the original problem for the common sign, and the 8 was negative, and the 2 is also negative. Since both of them are negative, my answer will also be negative. So it's -10. And for number 4, I have 5 plus 4. First, we look at the absolute value of 5, which is 5, and we find the absolute value of 4, which is 4, and then we add 5 plus 4, which is 9. Now we look back for our common sign. The 5 is positive and the 4 is positive, so since both of them are positive, the answer is positive, so it's just 9. Now we're looking at adding integers with different signs. So for each of these problems, we're going to add. For number 1, we have -5 plus 9. So once again, our first step is to find the absolute value of each of the integers. So absolute value of -5 is 5. And the absolute value of 9 is 9. Since we had different signs in this problem, we had a negative and a positive, we're going to subtract these two numbers. So we're going to take the one that has the higher absolute value, which is the 9, and we're going to subtract the 5 from that. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Now we need to look back and see which one had the higher absolute value, or the largest absolute value. The 9 has the larger absolute value. So we look back at the 9 in the original problem to see if it's positive or negative. The 9 in this problem is positive, so our answer is going to be positive. Now for number 2, we have 2 plus -5. So first we'll find the absolute value of 2, which is 2. And then we'll find the absolute value of -5, which is 5. Since we had a positive number and a negative number, we need to subtract these two numbers. The 5 is the bigger number once we find absolute values. So we're going to take 5 minus 2. And 5 minus 2 is 3. Now we need to look at which number had the larger absolute value. We had a 2 and a 5. 5 is larger than 2. So we need to look back at that 5 in the original problem to see if it's positive or negative. The 5 in the original problem is negative, so my answer will be negative. Now for number 3, we have -9 plus 3. So first I'll find the absolute value of negative 9, which is 9. Then I'll find the absolute value of 3, which is 3. Since I have a negative and a positive number, I need to subtract these two numbers. The absolute value of negative 9 would be larger because that's 9. So I'll take 9 minus 3. And 9 minus 3 is 6. Now I need to look back at the number that had the larger absolute value, and that would be the 9. So I look back at the 9 in the original problem, and I see that that number is negative. So my answer is also going to be negative. Now let's look at number 4. We have 5 plus negative 5. I have a positive number and a negative number. First, I'm going to find the absolute value of each of my numbers. So the absolute value of 5 is 5. And the absolute value of negative 5 is 5. I know that when I have a negative and a positive number, I'm going to subtract these two numbers. Since they're both the same, I just subtract 5 minus 5, and my answer would be 0.